So, what's bugging me this week? Skunks. They sure stink. They smell at the neighborhood, and that, I don't know. God's creatures. I've got a friend who has a mulberry tree. I hate mulberry trees and skunks because I have a mulberry tree, and that they are prolific on spreading mulberry trees throughout the neighborhood. All of a sudden, you'll find these things. It's clusters, and the thing is birds eat them, and then they'll go and they'll poop them out, and then all of a sudden, it's a nice little thing to grow the seeds. So the seeds all grow. So it is a berry. It's kind of like it's a white, and it ripens to kind of like a blackberry. But the problem is that there's one by a friend's house, and that the berries are hitting the ground, and every night a skunk is coming and eating the berries. I mean, and so what happens is that, like, the family pulls in, they don't know whether they can get out of the car or not because they're afraid to confront the skunk. So they're trapped in their car. Is the skunk there? I don't see the skunk. Do you see the skunk? I don't see the skunk. So it becomes a mad dash to the door. No skunk, go! I went, and it's like, it's stories over I saw the skunk the other night, and it was out right by the trash cans, and it's like, no, they're eating the mulberries. So anyway, skunks are omnivores. That means they're kind of like us. They eat both plants and animals, and the biggest animal that they would eat would be say a mole. But mostly they eat insects. A lot of times skunks will start digging in your lawn and looking for grubs, earthworms. Small rodents, so they eat berries for sure. Nuts, so they're kind of like a smelly squirrel. Well, they are big. They are big. Yeah. Anyway, so what do you do? Repelsol. Repelsol, and the way that it works is it makes it so that it makes the flight response on animals, and it works against a wide range, everything from rabbits to skunks to chipmunks to deer. And it gets in their nasal passages, and it's like, you ever get that smell, like where you get it in your nose, and you still smell it like 10 minutes later? Yeah, definitely.
That's what it is.
I've had that. I have 2 cats. So. Anyway, but that's another show. It's whole egg solids. This is what's in it. Cloves, garlic, and all of this. And it irritates their nasal passages. So they avoid the area. So anytime we talk about repellents, it's not a one and done. It is you're training these animals or pests, whether it's rabbits from your garden, deer from your hostas, because you're training them so that they associate as like, oh, that's that hosta that gives me, makes me want to leave because it irritates my nasal passages. But if you do it once, it's going to say, oh, it was nothing. Maybe I was back. Maybe I was just thinking about something else. But the reality is that if you do it again and again, and then we always go back to our buddy, Dr. Armitage, where when he was doing a walk through his garden on, I guess it was a Facebook or YouTube thing, and he's all of a sudden bends down and grabs a squirt bottle and just like starts squirting it around like it's nothing. And what he was doing is it was a deer repellent that he leaves in the garden, so that when he's in the garden, he sprays it. It's not like he has to go, I got to go to the shed, I have to get it, I find it, and everything else is right where he needs to use it. I suggest anybody who is dealing with types of issues with animal repellents that you put it where you apply it and leave it there. That plastic bottle, nothing's going to happen to it. Nothing's going to be, it just can't freeze, but you're generally not using these things when it's cold out. So you're using them in the growing season. So just leave it there, pick it up, spray it around when you go in there. And that way you don't have to go and look for it. I find that to be the most frustrating thing possible. You had a woodchuck, right? Or chipmunk? No.
Groundhog.
Groundhog.
Yeah.
Did you do anything about it?
No, he's gone.
He's gone?
Yeah, he's gone.
That's good. It must have been that Cuban cooking. He said, I'm getting out of here. They cook that stuff all the time.
That's right.
But the propellants, they absolutely work. And we have good replies from both listeners and customers that, again, it repels all from Bonide is an excellent one. There's another company called I Must Garden. I Must Garden is a great repellent line where they have multiple types of, instead of doing one for everything, they've got specific things targeted.
Like groundhog.
Right. They have a groundhog one, and they have a rabbit one, and they have a deer one. So, again, it's all about, using it over and then over and then over. It's modifying the animal's behavior so that it associates your yard with that irritant. Make them go to your neighbor's yard. That's the best idea possible. That's what you really want. If you've got questions about repelling any type of, moles are a problem right now. And woodchucks are a problem. And that where chipmunks will start to be a problem pretty soon. Again, it's skunk breeding time.
Right now, yeah.
Like, hey, baby, I stink. I've smelled some of your cologne, Julio.
Thanks, Len.